So we begin by simply breathing deeply, and if you can for the moment, put both feet flat on the floor. You can change it after the meditation. You allow yourself, as you feel your feet flat on the floor, right now you think your feet are on a plate of tile, but we want you to visualize that your feet actually are, and the bottoms of your feet are chakras, and we want you to visualize that those chakras have energy fields coming out of them, and that energy field cannot be stopped by the floor here. And you allow yourself to feel that your feet are have two prongs coming out of them, very much like an electrical cord has prongs. And you know what you do with an electrical cord, you plug it into a socket. So to begin our meditation, we want you to feel that you have these two prongs coming out of one out of each foot, and it is reaching down through this floor, through this building, through the crust of the earth, through that which we think is where we live our world. It's plugging in to the orange liquid magnetic magma of Mother Earth. Breathing deeply. So you see these two prongs plugging in to the ocean of orange creative power from which all land has been created. We see this beautiful orange fire, and it can be very overwhelming for some, very powerful, very scary, but it doesn't have to be. You just see it as an ocean with currents of energy, breathing deeply, long and deep breaths, and you want to see your feet plugging into them through your own energy body to recognize that you are, as a human, though it appears you're separate from that indeed you are made from the elements of the world, the Earth Mother. So literally, this orange magma, which looks like a material, an elemental material, it really is a magnetic power. And so we want you to feel that you are willingly connecting to the magnetic power of Mother Earth, understanding that you are part of her. Not apart from her, but part of her. And as you do this, you realize that beautiful orange magma is flowing around and making, sometimes it's big gust and it creates volcanoes, and sometimes it's just little pathways. It doesn't matter. There's the maps of the currents of the volcanic matter that's flowing. But we want you to see it as rivers of creative power. And you're connected to the rivers of creative power. And you begin to see that just that magma, that magnetic power that's in the earth, you begin to see it, not only you're plugging into it, but you're actually letting it come up your feet, up through your legs, up till it reaches the perineum, the point between the vaginal opening and the anus, or the point between the testes and the anus. And then that beautiful orange magnetic energy comes straight up your central channel, all the way up above your head, and it comes out the top of your head like a volcano and falls over you and goes right back down to the center of the earth, and you begin to see this beautiful circulation of orange magnetic life force, and it connects you to the planetary grid. Breathing deeply, long and deep breaths. And as you see now this liquid, moving, planetary, magma, creative power, you allow in your mind's eye to remember what this power has created. It has created continents. It has created all the crystal kingdoms and queendoms in the center of the earth. It has created all the cave systems in the earth. And not only that, it has created not just our civilization, but it has created countless land masses for countless civilizations. And all of that has returned through the organic principle of earth back to the orange liquid, back to the creative energy. So you're allowing yourself, as you see this meditation, to see the beautiful glory of Mother Earth now, as she demonstrates in your life as beautiful ocean and flowers and fruits and vegetables, seeds and animals and pets, timber, oil, crystals, all these minute little particles that we have of our mother. But for the moment, you don't want the individual particles. You want to understand the creative source of Mother Earth. As you say to yourself, I open my physical body, I recalibrate myself to Mother Earth's transformation. I recognize I am 100% nourished by Gaia. And with this now, you allow yourself to begin to feel that beautiful orange energy moving through you like life force, moving out of the Antakarana through the nadis, down through the chakras, down through the glands, down through the organs, down into all the systems of your body. The respiratory, the skeletal, the epidermis, the brain system, the urinary system, the circulatory system, the lymph system. This body has all these systems, and for now you just see this beautiful orange fire running through them, aligning your individual systems to Gaia's individual systems. And she has many systems. Some people think it's just ecology, but she has river systems and ocean systems and air systems. So for the moment you are becoming Mother Earth. For the moment you aren't becoming it because you're a big ego. You're becoming it because you are a corpuscle of a planetary energy field. And everything she experiences, you experience. And you allow yourself to feel the great love of this mother principle. Not again mitigating it or judging it based on what human beings have done with that on a surface, because the earth is far from a surface being. She has many, many dimensions of her own consciousness. And as you do this, you begin to feel that you are in touch with Mother Earth as a corpuscle, a particle of her, and that you begin to feel around her the moon moving around her in its 28-day cycle. And you begin to feel this dance of the moon around the earth, and how we as humans project onto the moon, that the moon is full or void, but the moon is always the same all the time. It doesn't change. It does change in its constituency, but it doesn't change. What changes is the relationship to the body of light, to the orb of the moon. But as you feel the moon, and you know how powerful that magnetic field is from the moon to our earth, so powerful it creates waves, so powerful it creates king tides. You begin to feel that magnetic going between you and your heart. As you say to yourself, I open my emotional body. I allow myself to perceive the love that has offered the capacity for me to experience life on earth. And you just feel that beautiful moon orbiting. We all ooh it and ah it. We love to be under it. We love to see it. We all project into it. But we just feel the magnetics of the earth and moon's relationship, your relationship between your feeling body and your earth body. And then as we begin to perceive this, we begin to understand that the earth is actually rotating on an axis and the moon is rotating around the earth, and we begin to feel that clock that we live by, which we call a monthly cycle. And then we begin to remember that the earth is rotating around the sun. And we just feel the earth rotating around the sun. And we remember the sun at the center of our solar system. And we remember that the sun is not what we think it is. To us, it's daytime. But it is also the light on the moon. So the sun is light. The sun is energy. And as you do this, you allow yourself to say, I open my etheric body, and I receive the alignment and calibration with the energy of my soul's light. And then in our mind's eyes, we remember that the Earth is rotating on an axis, the moon is around her, inside her belly is the magnetic energy that receives all the magnetic energy from the moon and the sun, and it creates waves and energies in her, and we understand that is a lot of what's happening on the planet, that the magnetic energies coming to her are creating king tides and queen tides in her and creating more volcanoes and weather patterns. And we just allow ourselves to remember as we are connected to the hologram of Earth, so we can stay stable with her changes. We allow ourselves to see the sun now, and the moon and the earth around her. And then we allow ourselves to see all the other planets that are around her, each moving in various cycles of time and energy, each a solar energy cycle. And then we allow ourselves to feel the sun moving around a galactic sun. And we allow ourselves to see all this movement gently happening in some ways, but happening in much greater expanses of time than our seconds, our minutes, our hours. But we are one with it. We allow ourselves to see the Milky Way. We've always seen images of it. We know that in the last 25, 30 years, we've seen that the universe is filled with hundreds of thousands of galaxies. So now you allow your mind to expand out of this idea of you, out of this idea of this box we are sitting within, out of this idea of this planet we are living on, out of this idea of the solar system we are in, and we allow ourselves to expand into space. Infinite, peaceful space. And you allow yourself to feel the beauty of this empty space that has the potential for everything within it. You begin to see our galaxy and that galaxy and other galaxies and all these points of light in space, and see them as a weaving of light. All the while expanding your mind to include more space. And this weaving of light, we see weavings of light in constellations, but this weaving of light are galaxies and photons and quasars and quarks and components of creation that allow form. Many of these forms are not three-dimensional, they're higher forms. They're energy forms. And you just see the nebulae, the nova, the aurora as magnetic form. And as you do this, you allow yourself to say, I open my mental body and receive the potential of all space, aligned to the universal blueprint. And I am a willing participant. As your mind continues expanding, as your etheric body lines up to the energy of the soul, as your emotions work with the body, You allow yourself now to simply breathe into your belly button, to see a tiny little world inside your belly button. A same world that we're sitting on, a world rotating on an axis. A tiny little galaxy inside your belly button. A tiny little solar system. And again, as much as this body is a part of Mother Earth, this form that you are, this being that you are, is solar consciousness, is galactic consciousness, is infinite space. And you allow yourself to remember the birth where you came from the soul to the earth, where you dropped into a magnetic field known as the genetics between your mother and father. Where that magnetic field, that weaving, you emerged from, this idea of you emerged from, but that idea of you is just one small weaving in the greater weaving of all that is. Allowing yourself now, as we do this journey, to begin to feel that you are sitting in a ball of light, the color that you've been given. A beautiful ball of light, and some people were coveting these bigger chairs here. But you see this ball of light as a wonderful place to sit within. It's like a throne. Not a throne that you can be above anything, but a throne that will support you. And we want you to see this ball of light, this color that you are, and begin to feel that you are breathing that color into you from the top of your head up through the perineum as well, up into the toes, up into the fingertips, through the ears, through the nose, through the eyes, through the mouth. Indeed, you are breathing that color into you through every pore of your body, through every hair on your body. That color of light is coming in like the tide, and it's coming to the central channel between the perineum all the way up the spine to the crown chakra. And you begin to see this rod of light, that color, inside your physical body. It's a subtle body, but it is your Antakarana. You see that color of light in the center of you. And you see that color of light as a rod, but it is also rotating in a clockwise direction from left to right inside of you. And as it rotates, it also creates an energy field. And that energy field is picking up everything in your body, everything in your mind, everything in your feelings and in your ethers that no longer serves you, and it is displacing it down into the earth's creative energy, where immediately it is broken apart by the powerful creative power of Mother Earth. You willingly allow this magnetic field to come in and withdraw out of your glands, your organs, your vessel, your memories, your emotions, your thoughts, your ideas, anything that doesn't serve your soul's path, and let it just be drawn down into the earth. Again, you started with prongs in your feet. You're putting it back to the sea of orange, where immediately is just returned to creative power. Like all the houses, all the people who have come and gone on this planet for countless centuries. They come, they evolve, they emerge, they live full, they disappear. So you let this old energy out. You're not attached to it. You know you willingly want your soul to assist you to clear what is no longer needed, so that you can run more of this frequency of light into you. And you begin to see that rod of light as it turns and it pulls, that simultaneously it is pulling more of that light into your central channel. And that beautiful color of light that you are working with is filling each of your chakras now, aligning your chakras into a different resonance. And each of those chakras is now feeding, again, like tributaries of light to the various glands and organs that they're responsible for, until again you let this color of light come into your brain system, your respiratory system, your circulatory system, the lymph system, the skeletal system, the epidermis system, the lymph system, the urinary system, the adrenals, the kidneys, everything becomes radiated with this color of light. And allow yourself now simply to feel the resonance of this light coming into you, soothing you, cleansing you, operating through you. And allow yourself to feel that that small orb of light that at one time felt like a huge ball of light is again one corpuscle of your soul. And you begin to sense that up above you in the higher dimensions is this beautiful soul that you are. And you are like a little satellite that has been sent down to the earth at this time, programmed to bring beauty, understanding, wisdom that has been gained over many, many lives. And you let yourself quell down the personality and the ego identity of you being the one and understanding there is not one. We are all one. And you sublimate. You humble yourself to the power of the universe coming from eternal peace to allow the emergence of form in many, many dimensions. And to recognize the concept of ascension. You have come from an ascended state. It is not so much something you have attained. It is something you have to let go of the separation that you have built over lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. But feel your own soul now. And feel, if you will, in the center of this room, the beautiful energies of Jesus and Kuan Yin. Pink and white light. Feminine and masculine. Compassion and divine love. And you are just as much a part of those energies as you are of earth. And this vehicle that you are walking around in at any time can receive energy from any portion of yourself. Allow yourself now to feel in the center of the room this beautiful rod of pink light, this beautiful rod of white light, coming from much higher worlds than this. The same rod, just like you see your Antakarana bringing energy to the earth, you see these rods of light coming from much higher realms of wisdom and understanding, pouring energy to the earth, compassion for the healing that is needed now on this planet, compassion for the letting go that is happening to do on this planet, divine love that the Master Jesus came to teach. Be in this world, but not of this world. The capacity to be a light body through physical form.